Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Foocast. My name is Finn and again I'm joined by Jaden.
Hey, how you going?
Dude, I'm good man, how are you? You alright?
Yeah, I'm bloody fantastic.
You're bloody fantastic.
Just saw watch Mortal Kombat yesterday in cinemas.
Oh yeah?
Ooh, that was a very good experience.
I have not seen it in about 2 weeks, the movie, so you just need to bear with me. So I can remember most of it and I'm just going to give my initial impression. I really enjoyed this movie. Gonna be completely honest with you, I really enjoyed it.
As did I.
Some parts worked for me, some parts didn't. Like Mortal Kombat, I've been wanting a Mortal Kombat movie for absolutely ages. Like I've been playing the game since about like what 2016, something like that. I'm not a massive diehard Mortal Kombat fan, but like I play the games all the time. I just if I'm bored, I'll just go on YouTube and just watch one of the cutscenes from MK9 or MKX, whatever. And I didn't really know what sort of storyline they were gonna adapt into this movie because they've been talking about making this movie for absolutely ages, right? I think the first time I heard about it was like
Yeah.
maybe early 2018, late 2019, something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
um, I just presumed that they were gonna basically just make because I'm guessing that you don't know a lot about Mortal Kombat lore and stuff. Like you just know the character sort of.
Well, sort of.
Like there's the plot of MK9 is basically there's a big tournament and there's like Outworld and then Earthrealm and have like a big fight and basically
Yeah.
whoever wins, yeah. That's what I thought they were gonna do with this film, and they've taken elements from MK9 and they've basically just they've sort of made their own thing, which I kind of like. Like some parts of the story I really do like, and some parts they're still a bit iffy for me.
Yeah, I mean, just saying, you can't really just base this off MK9 because then you got like MK, like the first Mortal Kombat games, which did have the tournaments.
Yeah. But like
So,
I'm purely basing MK9 off this the mostly because that's what they said they took inspiration from. And like
okay.
yeah. I'm just because a lot of the criticisms I don't really understand. Like I say, a lot of people just say, "Oh, we doesn't have Johnny Cage in it, and it's an overabundance of characters." And then some people say like, "Oh, it doesn't have enough characters in it." But it's like, would you really want like loads of main characters? Like in every single Mortal Kombat storyline, there's like 20 different main characters. Would you really want that?
Yeah, I mean, like if you know, spoilers for the movie for everyone if you haven't seen it yet. Here we go. If you if you really watch the movie, you can see like there are more characters, but they're just not, you can't physically see them. So obviously you can see Katana's fan, or Blade fan in there,
Uh huh.
and in the temple.
Shinnok's amulet as
Um,
well. If anyone hasn't played
yeah,
the games.
Shinnok's amulet. What was it? Liu Kang mentions Bo Rai Cho. Um, mm, what else? Shao Kahn is, mentioned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see like the original Kung Lao, and yeah, there's a few more, and obviously Johnny Cage at the end.
Oh yeah. I'm fine with them not having Johnny Cage and like a few like
I mean, at least, yeah, because like I was reading up on why they didn't include Johnny Cage, which completely makes sense. It's because that Johnny Cage and Kano have sort of like mainly have the same sort of like personality and all that sort of stuff, and like wittiness and like comedic and shit like that.
uh-huh.
So they're like, hey, if we have two of these characters in this movie, it might be a bit too much.
Mm. Yeah, plus would you really want to basically include every single main character just in the first movie? Like it's because the amount of money they've got, they're obviously going to make sequels. But
Oh
like if they
yeah, I
added
mean,
everyone
what's
in
his
one
name?
movie,
And Sub-Zero, like the actor who plays Sub-Zero, has been signed on for four more movies.
yeah. Like I'm not sure if they would do 4 movies. I can see them just doing a trilogy. But
I could see them do like a trilogy and then maybe a series.
yeah, maybe something like that because it's made so much money, and I mean, because Warner Brothers are absolutely stupid, but at least they're actually
Yeah,
there because
Superman.
yeah, because they're I'm pretty sure they just released this on HBO Max and they sort of released it really quickly without much like because we only had like the month beforehand. That's when they only just started marketing. I don't think they had much faith in this movie. And then they released it and it was like it got so much like money. It's one of like the biggest streaming movies or something like that. Something like that. Just correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong. And
No, I think you're right.
yeah, because as
'Cause
yeah, go on, Jin.
I think what Wonder Woman 84 got 20 million in like 2 weeks, whereas this got like more than that in just like a few
I
days.
think it got
Or
about like
yeah.
what did it get? I think it got like 200 or 300 million just like the first weekend. Just correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really up to date on box office stuff.
I'll have a look now at something, but yeah, you keep saying your stuff.
I was watching this with my mate Kira, who's Kira if you're watching this, hi, what's up? Um,
I
that's Jin. As I was, because she doesn't really know a lot about stuff about Mortal Kombat, and like as I was watching, like every 2 seconds, I was basically just being like, oh my god, there's so and so, oh my god, they made a reference to this, oh my god, there's that fatality, and like it's like because I was so excited to watch this movie because I play the games all the time. As soon as
oh yeah.
I'd say the first 10 minutes is just absolutely exceptional, like just the whole stuff with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like considering
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure it didn't have that big of a budget, but like this because she's a photographer, like she was and me we're both saying like it's actually shot really well, like the costumes look great, like, that casting I can't remember his name who plays Scorpion, but the casting for Hanzo Asashi is just it's perfect. Like there's actually all the casting in this movie is excellent. Like if you look at them and you'd be like, okay, that is Kano, that is Sub-Zero, that is Jax, and just I love the fact that because in and I'm gonna keep bringing up like MK. Well, the reason I keep bringing up MK9 is because that's the sort of start of their new trilogy, and that's when they start getting into a lot more character stuff. Bihan, who was the first Sub-Zero, because basically later on in the games there's two Sub-Zeros. Like Kuai Liang becomes basically he takes on the mantle of Sub-Zero, so that's why there's another Sub-Zero in the other games. Anyway,
Then Behind becomes Noob Saibot.
yes, which I'll get into that later. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I love how because you didn't see a lot of Bihan in that first game as Sub-Zero, and then like I love how Scorpion's wife is just like, oh, it's getting a bit chilly in here, and as soon as you hear that, you're just like, oh no, he's coming. Like they add a sort of like a really twisted horror element to Sub-Zero. Like you see all like the ice going up the window really slowly, and people being like, oh, that's really cold. Why is it so cold all of a sudden? It's like you just like, oh no, he's coming. He's on his way.
Yeah, you know shit's about to go down.
And I love how just I loved his confrontation with Scorpion. I love how he was just like, Behan! And I love how, like, I'm pretty sure, because this was, like, set in... Wait, when did it say that this... Because this first 10 minutes is set in, it was, like, it's set, like, a few hundred years before the actual events of...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so...
yeah, like I meant like a few centuries before like that time.
Yeah, I didn't actually like. I was speaking to Robert and my friends too after this, and they were just talking about that. I was like, wait, it was, wait, hang on. I just thought it was a set like 20 years beforehand, but no, I didn't realize it was set like that long ago. I was really confused, and I do love that. Like I do love the practical effects on the Scorpions like families, like you know all the ice around them, they're all frozen in place. I love how
Yeah.
he gets so pissed and he just starts like massacring all the Lin Kuei. And I do love how like I do love the fight between them. I love how they've actually incorporated the spear into the fights. And like what did you think of the fight scenes in the opening sequence?
Holy shit. That it was probably one of the best fights in that movie.
Yeah, I have to agree. The first 10 minutes, it's like You know when you sit there and you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do, and you just look up a scene for a movie, and you just stand there, you just sit there watching it. That's the sort of thing that I just sit there
See,
watching.
yeah, because like what the first 7, 10 minutes were uploaded to you like onto YouTube like
Yeah,
before the movie came out, and I was like, I don't want to watch
yeah,
this,
I did
mainly
not watch it.
because I want to keep that experience like myself. Like, yeah, I
Yeah,
want to see what shit goes down.
like if you watch, like, because I withstand on watching the first 8 minutes. If you watch them as soon as the movie starts, you'll be like, oh, I've already seen this bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't get that like excitement, I guess, like when you first watch it.
Yeah, I've there's a few. Okay, so after the massive fight went down, right, I was sitting there. I loved it. It was so good. Um, I do find it odd how he just sort of just disappeared into Netherrealm instantly. Like I really wish they sort of explained that. If you know what I mean, because
Er,
in the games it
er,
was
yeah, yeah.
in the games I know I have to keep comparing it to the games, but like I think that's justified here because it's based off a
I mean,
video
it's a
game.
video game movie, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How well basically it was um, a sorcerer named Quan Chi disguised as Sub-Zero who took out all of his family, and as Sub-Zero died, no, as Scorpion died, I mean, the sorcerer resurrected Scorpion to basically be like his minion or his pawn, and like all of a sudden he just disappeared into the Netherrealm, and I was just like, oh, okay, he's in the Netherrealm now, sort of thing. So I was wondering why, if that makes sense. Like I liked it because I was like, oh, he's going to Netherrealm, or that's from the games. I was just like, why, though? You know what I mean? Like, he just sort of vanished. I didn't really see there was a
Yeah.
reason why. And then,
I
like,
mean, I
yeah,
mean, like,
yeah, go on.
yeah, so it sort of makes sense because you don't want to put too much into the movie.
Yeah, like I get they're doing their own thing, but like I'm guessing like he died and his spirit just went to the Netherrealm. That's I'm guessing that's what just
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
And I did love like as soon as like just Raiden showed up, I was just like, oh, his outfit looks awesome. Like that's just like if you just imagine a Mortal Kombat movie, right? You'd love the opening sequence to basically just be Scorpion's backstory, and then Raiden shows up and just goes Mortal Kombat, and then it begins in the modern day. That is literally exactly what you'd want, and they gave it us.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That is, it's good. It's amazing, actually. Yeah.
what? Okay, so did you know that Cole Young isn't actually in any of the games?
Yeah.
I
I knew
was
that.
I
I knew
was
that. I was like,
really sorry, go on. I keep interrupting you. I'm so
I was, I
sorry.
was, I was like, I was like, oh, he's new.
I was worried about it, to be fair. To be completely honest with you. I mean, can you really blame me if I'm a big hardcore fan of the
You're a big
games?
fan, and they add someone completely like new, not
Yeah,
no one from the games, just out of thin air. It's like, hey, he's Cole Young.
yeah. I was worried because I really wanted like the main character to focus on like Johnny Cage. Well, I think it's because if you're such a big fan of something, you'd want it to basically just be perfect and like exactly how it is in the games. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So after I
yeah,
saw the trailers, I began to accept it. I was like, okay, listen, if I wanted everything to be exactly the same, I might as well just go watch the game cutscenes. Like I'm accepting them trying something different and being creative about it.
yeah.
You know,
That
because
makes sense.
it never said it was like, oh, it's based off like fully based off MK9. It's just Mortal Kombat. You know, like there's loads of different storylines they do in Mortal Kombat. And at first I was just like, new character. Okay, I'll give him a try. And I'm actually happy to say that Cole Young is a good character. Like he's not terrible.
He's a likable character.
Yeah, I do like
Like
Cole Young
it
actually.
makes me think. It makes me think that you know they might add him into a future game.
I reckon they will do at some point. To be fair.
Either MK11 or a future MK12.
Okay, real quick rant about the game, right? I love Mortal Kombat 11, but we have had no developers have said absolutely nothing since November, and it's the middle of May now. Well, the start of May. And so they haven't promised us
Yeah.
a new character just yet. So at the moment, I'm getting slightly worried because we should get an announcement by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the movie. I did like what they've done with Cole Young actually. I remember the director was explaining that he's a character that the audience needs to, like he's basically a noob, and he needs to
Yeah.
sort of like he needs to be a character like he learns as the audience learns. You know that sort of trope. And something I
Yeah.
thought was pretty cool where, you know, he was in that cage fight fighting that guy is called Tobias or something. I'm pretty sure that was a reference to John Tobias, who was the actual original creator of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Eddie Tobias,
Yeah, oh yeah,
Ed Boon,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ed Boon, and
Was there
yeah.
actually an Ed Boon reference? I don't think I saw any. There might
Yeah.
have
Eddie
been.
Tobias.
Oh no, no, there's Tobias and then there's Ed Boon, who was like the co-creator.
Yeah. Take the first name.
Oh,
Take the last.
yeah, I'm an idiot.
Bloody hell, fan.
Oh, dude, I'm tired. All right, just give me a minute. But yeah, I do like how he's not like just like a super generic. Well, hang on. I did like how he's not just like super like sort of what's the word? You know, like a Mary Sue. Like
Yeah.
he actually gets his ass beat like a lot.
Yeah. Especially in some future fights.
Yeah, I do like how they've incorporated Jax and everything into this. Like as soon as he meets him, he's just like, "What's that?" It's like it's a birthmark.
Howard Brooks is amazing as Jax.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's excellent as Jax.
I mean,
All the
if
acting
some
around
people,
is
yeah, I
amazing.
was gonna say all the actors like were fantastic in this. Kano, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Kano was especially the best. Like I can't really think of a performance that was just like because you look at all of them and you'd be like, okay, that's Shang Tsung, that's Raiden, that's Scorpion, that's Sub-Zero, that's Kane. That's like you look at them and then you buy them as
Like,
that character.
yeah, y- it's like you know who they are, you know like what they're about,
Yeah,
and even though they may be a bit cheesy at times,
which
um,
I understand
I mean,
because it's Mortal Kombat.
no,
It's
I
based
mean
on a
like
fighting game.
no, I mean like the some of the dialogue is maybe a bit cheesy at times, but it's still like
Yeah,
good to listen to. So like the finish them and the flawless victory and all that. That
yeah.
was
But if it was taken fully seriously, then I'm glad that they've actually accepted like okay, this is a lot of Mortal Kombat is very goofy, like you know, like flawless victory, finish him, fatality, and they didn't
yeah.
just try and make it full and serious. Like they had fun with stuff.
Yeah.
I do really
They should have had
like.
a.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say they should have had a reptile reference with the Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight,
Wait, a what
or any of
reference?
the fight, like a reptile reference. Like, do you know how the first game how in one of the fights you have to do a specific thing at a specific time and reptile comes up?
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's reptile or rain. I think
Reptile is in the movie, you know.
yeah, I know reptiles in the movie, but just imagine if they did like a little hint to like you know,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
fight in the game and like the specific time and the way you had to do it.
Rain was actually cut from the movie, you know. I only found that out recently. Rain was he was meant to be in it, and then he was cut.
Uh,
Which I'm fine because like we've got loads of characters in this movie. Like I'm fine to save
yeah,
some people for the sequel. Like I love to see Ermac or Baraka or just Rain in the sequel or Johnny Cage, and yeah, just like I'm glad they didn't just
Striker.
yeah. Or no, we don't need Striker. We don't need Striker. He's just a cop. We
What,
don't need Striker.
what what about Kenshi, my main
What
Kenshi?
what about Mocap? You know, I'd love to see a
Uh,
Mocap trilogy. You know, a Mocap spin-off.
what about Meat?
What about me? What about him?
Yeah, they missed him.
What about who's that guy who everyone hates in every single Mortal Kombat name? Su Hao, who dies in his own character ending. Who's
Who?
Su Hao? Oh, Su Hao, like he's just a really bad character from one of these old games, and everyone hates him. Exactly. I didn't know who he was until a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
oh, that guy.
Yeah, he's just
That
very
guy. He's
bad.
like he's like Kano, but instead of eye, it's his chest.
I'd love it if like one of the characters in the sequel just walk in with just holding Suhao's head, just like to show everyone how everyone hates Suhao. And you know how we were saying just like how like they've embraced the sort of goofiness. Did you notice that
Yeah.
like right, real quick, right? I did love the entire thing where like Sub-Zero comes in and he's stopping like the sort of ice and the snow. I love that shot, and then it like he slows it down and he's lobbing like snow and ice at everyone. I thought that was amazing. And then Jax picks him
I
up and
mean, he wasn't stopping the snow. He was creating the snow.
no, but like you know when it was falling down, he stopped it and then it was rising up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And I
Ah,
did
that's what you meant.
yeah. You know the bit where Jackson just said, "I'll take him on" or whatever he said. You know how like Sub-Zero's just standing there and he goes into that sort of abandoned building, and all the like the ice and the cold air just goes with him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like they haven't made Sub-Zero just like a boring ninja. They've actually made him like proper intimidating. Because
Yeah. Well,
it's the point where like if you look at Sub-Zero next to any character in this movie, you're just like no one really feels safe.
oh no, if you see Sub-Zero and you're like you don't have any abilities or anything, you're fucked.
Yeah, like it genuinely feels like any character could die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I
I
do
mean, I'm pretty sure one, guy
Kung
nearly died
Lao.
or is dead
Yeah.
because, he copped an ice block to the face.
Wait, who was that? You took an eye block to the face?
When when Sub-Zero started bringing the ice down and stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah. I'm pretty sure like loads of those guys outside of that Wendy's or whatever, they just got like flipping iced in the face. And you know
Yeah.
how I was back to what I was saying a second ago. You know how it was like sort of embracing the goofiness. I did love the whole
Yeah.
Sub-Zero versus Jax. I thought that was an amazing fight, and I love
That
as
was
soon
awesome.
as it's like as soon as Jax like holds the gun up to his face and shoots and he stops it, and it basically in the background you can see arrows on the wall, and that's the combo of how to do an ice
Yes,
fall.
yeah, I was about to mention that. I was like, did you see the arrows on the
Yeah,
wall?
I saw that. I pointed because I saw someone do a breakdown on the first trailer, and someone noticed that, and I pointed out to my friend, and she was like, "Oh, that's quite cool." Like, it's just they didn't have to do that, but it's just like, it's just the little details, isn't it?
Yeah, the little details make things perfect.
And I do actually, because you know how a lot of days that people there's like an overabundance of CGI. I do actually, I'm very happy on how a lot of things were practical. Like with, because if you look at a lot of things, I can't really imagine any massive visual effects other than like Goro, obviously, because they couldn't actually just get a Goro. They had to make one out of special effects, and like, a lot of it was like because the whole ice and everything in that big facility, and it was all like practical, and then it was going over Jax's arms, like that looked real. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that genuinely looked real, and I've just got to give him credit for that because for ages I've been really just wanting a lot of people to like film studios to do stuff on practical effects wherever they can because it looks better. That's one of my biggest. That's why I love The Force Awakens so much, to be honest with you. And like just I'm happy like just that it's practical effects and it looks good. You know, first time filmmakers actually embracing like practical effects. He could have easily just done some sloppy CGI, but he didn't.
Yeah. Also, just one little small thing just to quickly change the subject.
Mhm.
Your new video just uploaded, by the way.
Oh, did it? Hang on, let me have a
Yeah.
look.
Be sure to check out Mr. Finn's new Resident Evil Village playthrough.
Oh, dude, I had so much fun playing that. Honestly,
Be
such
sure
a
to
good
check.
game. Yeah, I'm so happy that's uploaded.
And then watch this, or vice versa. Watch
yeah,
this and then
I
watch
played
that.
like 2 hours of it today. It was so much fun.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, back onto Mortal Kombat. Got so much energy all of a sudden because my video's uploaded. I love how they've sort of in the games they don't really have much of an explanation of why some characters can do certain abilities. You know, like they
Yeah.
didn't really question why Sub-Zero can do so and so, or why Nightwolf, or just like the way they
Nightwolf's in
are.
it, which is nice.
What do you say? Sorry.
I said Nightwolf's in it, which is nice.
Oh yeah. Um, like the whole scene where like he meets Sonya, which is like perfect casting as well, goes in and there's like all stuff on the wall because like anyone else would be like, oh that guy looks cool, oh that guy looks cool, oh, I wonder what that is. I know all these characters, so I'm sitting there just like, oh my god, there's Nightwolf, and then there was a picture of, I don't know who someone else was, but there was like a Kotal Khan as well, and like I
Yeah.
was so like I was just like, oh, I generally got like goosebumps. And then Kano's introduced, but Josh Lawson, who liked my tweet the other day, which I was very happy about.
He did?
Yeah, well, liked my Instagram message, I mean. I just commented saying, you're excellent as Kano, and you liked it like 5 seconds later. I was like, what a guy. He didn't have
Hell
to do
yeah.
that. He didn't have to do that, but he did. He saw my comment, and he liked it. I was like,
I mean,
thank you.
I mean, being Australian, I know who Josh Lawson is. Like
Well, like,
his
personally,
what do you call it?
do all
No,
Australians
I
know each
wish.
other?
No, unfortunately. Yeah, but like Josh Lawson's like what do you call it? His project, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he is hilarious. He is the best.
Like, he
He
is...
was he was he was perfect for this role.
He,
What
I didn't know
by
who
the
he was
time that
before this.
yeah, by the time they announced who was playing Kano, I was like, yes, he is perfect.
I didn't know much about who he was, and I just looked at him and I was just like, okay, that I can see that as Kano, and he completely stole the show. You look at him and you don't see the actor, you just see Kano. Like he did such a magnificent job. Like he was just like just making stuff up as he was going along, and so many actors had to keep up with
Yeah,
him. Like it was just amazing. And then going back to the whole explanation on like the powers thing, I love how none of the games have really tackled this as far as I'm aware. That I've actually, I love how they've sort of done their own thing as well. Like some people hate it, some people are just iffy on it. I really dig it. Like like the different symbol means like if you have one of those, like that's how you get your power. Like that you're sort of Earthrealm's champion sort of thing.
yeah.
And I really like how they've done that. And like
Mm.
I think, and then obviously the massive fight afterwards with Reptile was like just
Is it Zeroth?
made me size off. Like as soon as they were in Outworld,
Pfizer.
and they were just like, oh, send the ninja size off, send the reptile, send the reptilian size off. I was like, oh my god, that's Reptile.
Yeah.
Oh
As soon when my first watching of it, as soon as it said like reptilian, I was like, yeah, here he is.
yeah, I saw in the trailer. And I didn't actually know if that was Reptile just yet. I wish his character design was a little bit more interesting than just a giant lizard. I wish they could have done a little bit more. But like, I'm satisfied either way. Like, I really did like the fight. I loved how he was using his acid, and then Kano, like, got his, that's how he broke free. I love how, because it
For the
showed,
handcuffs.
yeah, with the short time that we got with Reptile, we saw all of his main moves, like he could turn invisible, he's got his tongue, he's got his acid, and then Kano just comes and rips his heart out, which was amazing. Again, the practical effects, I mean, obviously the Reptile wasn't practical, but that looked really good. Like, did you think Reptile looked
Yeah,
really good?
yeah. Oh, definitely. And Kano's lineup. Oh, you fucking beauty.
Kano wins.
You
And,
fucking beauty.
like, some crew actually had to, they pumped the heart off set. Like they had like a bunch of tubes
Oh
in it,
yeah.
and then like under the shot, and they pumping it so the heart was actually moving. I
See, and that's what I like.
It's just stuff like that. It's like they didn't have to. They could have just CGI'd it, but I mean, I bet
Yeah,
like
they committed to it.
yeah, I like because a lot of these like Marvel was just like, oh, you see that wall that we could have just get a brick wall for, or just make one. Let's just get a CGI artist to make a green screen wall for us. But this director's just like, no, we're gonna do it all. We'll do post later. We're gonna make our
Yeah.
actual stuff. And here's something I was shocked. Like, did you sort of vividly remember how Outworld looked? Like all like the big sort of black rocks, ashy areas.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like most of them were like there were actual real locations.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like
definitely.
they just look so good. Like they could have always just gone like a little small studio and put some rocks in and like a big blue screen. They could have easily just like CGI'd it, which they did with some shots, but like the big open shots where a lot of people are walking, like they've actually committed to it and they went out and the shots look so good. Like this is actually a really good looking movie. You know, like if something with a low budget, you would expect just a few okay shots, but it's actually a really visually interesting like movie, just visual wise. And I think one of my favorite shots, you know, when Liu Kang's introduced and he's sort of walking over the sunset, that shot is great.
Yeah. Luke Cage's probably one of my favorite characters in this movie.
I think they could have done a
Hannah
bit.
being one,
Yeah,
you know.
I wish they could have done a little bit more with people, but with the time that we got with them, like it was just like it was okay. You know, I wish that this movie was just like an extra 20 minutes so we had more character development with some people. Like I'm trying not to be way
I,
too
honest,
hard.
I honestly think it was fine.
It was fine for the most part. I just feel like we could have gone a little bit more. I'm gonna try and not be as rewarding with the characters because I've played the games. I'm not going to be like, oh, we don't need character development because I already know how they are. But like, if someone else didn't play the games, like, wait, like, do you like you don't play a lot of the games? I'm guessing. So do you like you actually feel like there was a lot with Kung Lao and Liu Kang and stuff in this movie?
I mean, I'm really familiar with Kung Lao and Liu Kang. I'm familiar with all the characters that were in there.
Oh, let's go. Like that's when I was talking with
Oh God,
Robert. Like I was gonna bring him on, and he was just like, "Oh, there's no point bringing him on because I don't really know a lot about Mortal Kombat, even though we've seen the movie,
I
which is fine."
I first got myself into Mortal Kombat when I was like what 4, 5 years of
Really?
age.
Your parents let you play Mortal Kombat at
Yeah.
like 4? Dude, I wish my parents were that cool. Just hope my dad
I
didn't
mean,
though.
I had two older brothers at the time,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the whole stuff with like the outward and the Earthrealm shots. I did love how they had to, like they've actually had Kano had a reason to go along with him because he's like, oh, I'm looking for that temple so I can nick a bunch of stuff. And like Liu Kang's
Yeah.
just sort of showing them around, and then obviously Shang Tsung and all that shit. So which I feel like they could have done more with Shang Tsung. Which if they're doing more with him in the sequel, like he was sort of just
I mean,
like,
I think that's what what's the fuck. I think that's what they're doing. Like they don't really do much with him in this one, but in the next one they'll probably do like something bigger
yeah,
with
like
him.
with Darth
And
Vader.
yeah, and maybe even something to do with Shao Kahn.
Yeah, I can see Shao Kahn becoming like the Thanos of the trilogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like
Or
this,
like or tease us all at the end of the third movie, just like have Shao Kahn like appear.
yeah, yeah. I feel like that. Like each movie, we're gonna get like a sort of tease, like now with Johnny Cage at the end of this one.
Yeah. So yeah,
And I do love how much of a genuine threat,
Easy Cage.
like the yeah. I do love how like much of a threat like the villains are, like Sub-Zero especially. But I just feel like they could have done like because Melina and the whole Katana thing, they have like a really big storyline in the games, and I really don't want them to waste that because Melina was just, oh look, it's Melina, so she was just sort of there, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to sort of
Uh,
waste that in the future movies. I don't want Melina to just be like just generic fighting lady. You know, I want them to do some stuff with Melina. Whether they do that in the future movies, I hope so. I don't know if they will. But like, it generally felt like they were in like, because I didn't know which characters were going to make it by the end of the movie. Like, it generally felt like they were a threat. I just feel like they could have done more with Raiden.
oh yeah, definitely, man.
Like the actor, like it was fine, but they just could have done more of him. Like in the games, he was sort of a chill dude, but like in the movie, bit of a he was a bit of a prick.
Brick.
Yeah, he was. Like, like, flash forward just a little bit, right? Where he's just like, I cannot interfere, and then like Kung Lao died, and Jax was just like, why couldn't you save? And it's just like, I cannot
Oh, I
interfere.
can't save everyone.
Yeah,
I can't save everyone.
but
There you
like
go, mate.
but like as soon as like Cole Young's being attacked, Raiden just like shows up and starts interfering, and he's just like, I thought you said you couldn't interfere, and he turns around and he just starts smiling at Cole Young, and it's just like, why did he just want to be the only guy with a hat? Is that why he just didn't want to save Kung Lao?
It's like, I have the give me the frisbee hat.
Yeah, it's like, Raiden, you could have teleported them out a little bit sooner. You know? You're gonna all being
Yeah.
attacked. Also, um, I loved Cabal in this movie. Gonna be honest with you, I loved Cabal.
I gotta be honest though, Cabal was like fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Cabal was amazing. You see a guy down there?
He,
Complete fucking asshole. Answers to Kano. Kano.
yeah, fucking Cabal honestly sounded like fucking what is it?
I'm glad they gave him
Duke
like
Nukem.
I'm glad they gave him like a bigger speaking part. Like Cabal wasn't just like a generic guy. Like he was cocky and he was just like, oh sorry, did I
Yeah.
cut you? And like also,
Want, want me to slow want me to slow down for you?
yeah, and right also, what did you think of the fight scenes in this movie? Like up until like you've got like Kung Lao versus Natara, which I'm happy that she's in the movie. You got like
Okay.
yeah.
I really did enjoy the fights. Like I thought they were like phenomenal, but I just wish they could have gone on a bit longer.
Yeah, that's
Especially the end fight with Sub-Zero and Scorpion and um Cole Young.
yeah, I did actually really enjoy that bit, but like I do wish that some could have gone a bit longer. I think all of them are excellent except Melina versus Sonya Blade, which is just a bit like just a lot of blocking and not a lot of hitting.
Yeah.
And for majority, because there were a few quick cuts where I didn't agree with, but mostly it was very good. I just wish that like there was just a less quick cutting, but it was fine on what we got. Like there were really good fights. Like I feel like my top three might be Sub-Zero versus Scorpion at the very start of the movie. I might have to say um right, I'm gonna put Sub-Zero versus Scorpion twice. The first and end, I'll put that as like the same one. Probably
Yeah.
Kano versus Reptile and Liu Kang versus Cabal, which I think was awesome.
Hell yeah.
There was a few like they've actually used a lot of really cool fatalities as well. Like they used Liu Kang's iconic one where he summons the dragon, like Kung Lao just like ripping Natara in half, which was basically more or less the exact same fatality as one they did in MKX, which I was just like, oh my god, they've done that one. Like it was so bloody. I just wish that there was more blood.
Which one?
Like where Kung Lao got like the spinny hat and then like he's sitting
Oh
on top
yeah.
of Natara. I just like that was like just saying that was absolutely just fucking awesome. But I just wish that leading up to some parts of the fight, it was just a bit more bloody before just like it was just sort of just like no blood and all of a sudden just blood, just lots and lots of blood. Like I wish there was just bits of blood beforehand.
Yeah.
But like still,
Um
I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the
Yeah.
fights. They're amazing.
we gotta wrap this up shortly 'cause I gotta go
Oh,
shortly.
wait, can we have like 5 more minutes? 5 more minutes, please, 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 please.
Yeah, yeah, I mean yeah.
Good. Because
I mean
I was gonna say because I really wish that they did a lot more with Scorpion. Like he's still probably one favorite character in the movie. I just wish that he had
Oh
more
yeah.
screen time.
Oh definitely. He'll have more screen time in the future.
Oh yeah, he definitely will. It's like
I
as soon as he
like
showed up in the end, like completely redeemed him for me. Like he just kicked so much ass. The entire just like I love because some people will complain about his appearance, but I'm just like I'm really happy because they're sort of using Scorpion as like Japanese inspired stuff. They gave him like a full on Japanese inspired
Yeah.
outfit as
I
well.
freaking love the Hellfire move that he
Yes,
used.
I just wish
Because, one being the Hellfire, like, fucking
Toasty.
breathing fire up, fire. But also, second thing, you can see his like skin and like flesh just like burning off.
Yeah, I just wished his head turned into an entire skull like in the actual games, but I'm not too picky. I ain't too picky.
Yeah,
I
but
but
I mean, in a way, it's like technically more quote unquote realistic if they have like if they start having the flesh just like burning off rather than
yeah,
just
it was still
a whole
cool.
whole skull just like being there.
Yeah, like it was still cool though. I just wish they had the skull, but like up
Yeah,
until the entire movie's really good. I just wish there was like a bit more to the plot, because the plot's a bit thin.
yeah,
Like it's
but yeah,
enjoyable, but it's just I wish there was a bit more like focus on plot. Like it's sort of like it's just you could sum up like the plot very easy in just like a quick summary, but I wish that they had like there was a bit more full on story to it. Like I still
yeah.
really enjoyed it. I just wish they could have done a little bit more with it.
I I really enjoy Cole Young's like latter half, like later on in the movie, like the what do you call it? His Akana.
Oh yeah, like his armor's wicked.
Time
I did love his fight
time
with
to
Goro.
invest in one of those. Goro was amazing.
Goro could
I'm
have easily
I,
like squished his head. Like when he picked him up, he could have
I'm
just like
I'm
crushed his
proud
head.
with what they did. I'm proud with what they did with Goro.
I've seen like a set image, no, set video, and it was basically, he's been swung around that sort of barn. Like imagine Goro wasn't there and he's there covered in like wires and stuff. Apparently it was really difficult to film. But like they did really well with Goro. I've seen some people saying like the CGI is terrible for Goro, but like is it terrible? It's really not.
I mean, it's definitely better than the fucking 90s movie Goro.
Well, I
That's for
mean,
sure.
that's true, but like I don't see how people are saying like it's absolutely shocking CGI for like the CGI characters. Like I like Goro looks like amazing. Like that's the best what they could have done.
I mean, if see, here's what the problem is. They could have done worse, way worse, but there's not really a chance of them doing better because they could overuse the CGI, which makes it worse, or they could use less of it, which also makes it worse.
Yeah, I did
You
the just
say
right amount.
using less, you'd get some underdeveloped parts, but using like more, like a lot of CGI, you just like you just look it well, not a bit. It'll just look fake as shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, I feel like that fight is a bit underrated. I didn't see a lot of people talking about it, but I did
Yeah.
love the fact that Goro just like got flipping absolutely annihilated, like full on just
I mean,
two hands were gone.
they're definitely bringing Goro back.
Oh, they will do because he got teleported at the end.
Yeah, and also, just one thing to point out. I really enjoy the how Cole Young is a descendant of Hanzo Hasashi.
Mm-hmm. I like that
Yeah,
as well. You know how at the start of the movie, like Raiden takes the baby. I thought that was Cole Young,
yeah,
but I feel like it would have
yeah.
been a bit better
Well,
if he
well,
was the baby.
like I didn't think it was Cole Young. I was like, oh yeah, that's probably like Cole Young's probably like a grandkid or a great grandkid. Like, nah, turns out there's like a few centuries in between them.
Yeah, I did wish that they sort of just made that his son. That'd be a bit cooler for his origin story. How like he almost got murdered by Sub-Zero. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like
but what can you do?
nothing. Still, like it's I
Yeah,
do think it's a really good movie. There's just like a few things that I'm just like there's just like one or two things I'm just a bit iffy on.
I mean, if I were to rate this movie, I'd probably give it like a solid like 8
I'd give it
out
an
of
eight.
10.
I'd give it an eight to be honest with you.
I'd
Like
I'd, I'd give like an 8.5 out of 10 because
I'd give it an
you
8 out
know
of 10. Like that, like a solid
I
8.
was
It's like I can't really. I mean, like
I
we
was very
got
cautious about this movie.
like I got loads of things I really did want, a few things I didn't get, but overall I was really satisfied with what I got. Plus, I got to see Scorpion versus Sub-Zero in live action, and it was an absolutely amazing fight, and I love it so much. I need to pre-order my Blu-ray Steelbook because of that.
Yeah,
I'm excited to where they
hell
go with the
yeah.
sequel. I just hope we get to see I just hope they get to do some stuff with, like, here's what I want to see for the sequel real quick. Noob Saibot. I'd love to see, like, Johnny Cage is obviously going to be in it. I really wish that they do Kuai Liang Sub-Zero and then Scorpion, and then they sort of become friends, and then they have to like fight Noob Saibot. Like, I hope they do some stuff with the Cyberlink
Yeah,
way as well, you know, like with Sector and stuff like that, and Smoke.
yeah, and I like. Sorry, but I just like what they did with Noob Saibot, like a hint to Noob Saibot at the end, because Scorpion, like, I guess de-robed his armor and all of that, and you could see like the black outfit
Yeah, I
and like
really
the
dug
great
it.
and like the great highlights and all that. It's like, oh, he's coming, boys, he's coming.
Also, side note, I did like how Jax just completely destroyed Raiko, just squish. But the best thing, you know, like the actual like sort of bridge they were fighting on, that is the pit from Mortal Kombat X and one of the classic stages.
Yeah,
And I noticed that, and I was very
yep,
happy. I pointed it
definitely.
out, and I was screaming.
Yeah. So yeah, continue with your sequel.
Oh, like I'd love to, because a lot of things, there's like three different things I want. I want them to do stuff with Katana and Liu Kang and Sub-Zero and Kuai Liang and some more stuff with Raiden. But it's like I wish that they maybe not just for the sequel, but like those are the plot lines I want them to do like second and third.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe prioritize like in the sequel prioritize Liu Kang, um, Scorpion, Kuai Liang, Sub-Zero, and Johnny Cage and Cole Young. Prioritize those ones, please.
Yeah. And who do you want to play Johnny Cage?
I have no idea. I don't really, because a lot of these people saying like, oh, I want so-and-so to play Johnny Cage, and I haven't really heard of them. I just know that they'll get someone good.
If you haven't heard of Johnny Cage, where the hell have you been?
No, no, I mean like the actors that they want to play Johnny Cage, like a lot of people.
Oh, wait,
I know Johnny Cage,
who?
man.
I know, maybe
I don't know who they're saying, but like I can't remember the names, but they've been like, oh, I think so and so would be a good Johnny Cage, and I don't really, I've never heard of that
if
person. Like
if you can find something, send it to me, and I will explain who the actors are.
I can't, yeah, I need to look it up. But like yeah, like this movie, I was overall very satisfied. I was worried that it was just going to be very bad, but it's had
I
overall
thought it was gonna
mixed.
be a total fuck up, but it's not.
It was a lot of people saying it's totally like some people saying it's absolutely like trash. Some people saying it's really good, and some people saying it's great. And I'm one of the people who say it's great. To be honest with you, I'm
I
not
say
just
it's
saying that.
great.
I'm not just saying that because I play the games a lot. I'm saying that because I really enjoyed the movie. I put aside the knowledge I have of the games for the most part, and just try to enjoy it as it is, and I got
Like
that.
yesterday when I saw it with cinemas with my brother and his partner, like she said that, you know, she hasn't played the games in so long, but she still thought it was such a great movie.
I did.
Like without knowing much about what it is, she still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. So yeah, there's my take on the Mortal Kombat movie. There you go. There's my take on it.
Yep. We sh we should do we shall do a future video on what we want within the future films
Oh, dude, like,
or a future
oh,
game.
dude, do you want to do that? I'd love to do that.
I'd love to do that.
I'd love to just map up my like ideas for like the complete Mortal Kombat movie trilogy. I'd love to do that with you. That'd be great.
Hell yeah.
We should do that, dude. It's been a while. It's been a while since you and me have just done a podcast together, hasn't it? Only Robert's been here, but
Yeah.
Robert's probably in bed right now. Well, actually, knowing Robert, he
Yeah.
doesn't sleep until
Look,
about 5 a.m.
fucking Robert.
That's just Robert for you. But yeah, you about ready to wrap up?
I'm ready to wrap up. Are you ready to wrap up?
I'm ready to wrap up like my goddamn Christmas present, my dude.
Hell yeah. Just like this movie was. It was a goddamn gift.
It was a gift, and it was beautiful, and I give it 8 foos out of foo. There we go. There's a new thing for you. You can have that. You can have that, Jaden.
Oh yeah.
Jaden gives it
I'm,
8
I'm gonna
barbecues out
I'm
of
gonna give
barbecue.
I'm gonna give it 8 kangaroos out of 10
I
koalas.
give it 8 wombats out of 8 barbecues.
Yeah, going over the top now. Let's just wrap it up.
Yes, that is a good idea. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you later.